Greetings and welcome back to another episode of the Corrupt Crew Chronicles. Yeah, I tell you all, this is just a fantastic and a wonderful and a lovely day, as it is every day for me that, I actually am still here on Earth on 3D, third dimension, actually to where I can assist with fighting crime, report criminals, report criminal activity, report fraudulent activity. Just want to say that yesterday, it was a very, very busy day for me personally, business wise, professional wise, and also I did some things where this corrupt crew, Shitty One, circus cult leader, is involved in. So, but just to let you all know, and some of you already do know, yesterday I spoke with captain of the police department of the city of where that circus cult is located. Yeah, the captain of that city police department. Yeah, he had contacted me via email because I went ahead and I forwarded that long email that some of you got, to let you to see who I actually sent it to. Yeah, I forwarded it on to that police department, and I'm glad that my, divine spirit and my ancestors always give me things to do, as far as for, directives, like do this, do that, say that. And that was one of them because originally on the original email, I didn't have them listed. I had looked up the contact information, but I just didn't list them. I was like, oh, well, I just not going to list them. I'm thinking, I've already reported, things to another agency that's regarding that and and everything, and I'm just thinking nothing on here really except for that situation has to do with any crime that's in their jurisdiction. So but my divine spirit and my ancestors just said go ahead and send it, so I wound up forwarding it, yeah, later on after I had sent it out to all those who are actually listed actually on it, on that email. And I'm so glad I did because yeah, yesterday, Monday, I received an email from the captain and he gave me his phone number. And I was very busy. Like I said, I had a tight schedule yesterday. And but I was able to, before I had to do something else, personal, professional, for myself, I was able to actually go ahead and call him. And I said, let me go ahead and call him now. It was like on me. So I went ahead and called. He picked up and identified himself, his direct phone number, actually to his office, his direct line. And and I actually introduced myself and everything. He was like, oh yeah. And so went ahead, told him everything, and he said, yeah, he said, we've already looked. He said, there is no record. Now this comes from the captain now of that city police department that circus cult leader, Shitty One, said that he reported the incident that happened last year to. That captain said we have no reports. He had already looked before he contacted me, emailed me, because I put that in the email that it was said to the congregation last year that it was reported to them, to that police department, and an investigation was completed and nothing came of the investigation. Now that's what that circus leader, Shitty One, Nigga Bum One, Chief of the terrorists, commander-in-chief of the clowns, stood up there and lied and told that congregation. Now, who's lying? Is it the captain of that police department, that city, that circus cult is in, that shitty one circus cult leader said that he reported what happened with that incident last year? With that little boy being sexually violated in there by that teenage boy? Or is it that the captain's lying, or who's lying? Is it the captain, or is it shitty one circus cult leader? Which one is lying? Who is? Because again, if that captain if they had, the investigation done, they have to have that. And I came on here on videos back and I explained all that. And I've explained it to others actually in person, personally. Actually, I've explained it. I explained it. I said, where's the investigation report? They would have went there. They would have talked to people. They would have actually went there and they would have had talked to him. He's the one who gave the report. I'm the one who gave the report. He reached out to me. The captain did. I gave that particular report to them specifically. Put my phone number in there and my email address. Yeah, for them to reach out. And he just, they got it and everything. And he sent me an email with his direct line phone number. So where did that happen? When did he sit here and talk to anybody? When did he, like I said, when I say he, I'm talking about that circus cult leader. They would have came there. And they're coming. They can't, they're doing an investigation, and they're taking, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. I appreciate all of my brothers and sisters who's no longer in there, who's cooperating, who is, actually said, yep, I'm with, who I recall. I'm going to tell you that brother from Philadelphia, I love that brother. And I know he's got a genuine heart. I already knew that about him. I know the ones. I know. He was in there, 14 years? Came in around March, April 2008, left out in September 2022. Yeah, the brother from Philadelphia that I've been talking about, where he hasn't even grieved his mother yet. The one that circus cult leader beat him out of his inheritance over $3 million, and also all kind of other money. Owe him $60,000 to this day. Owe him off the doggone proceeds of a house that he sold, that he's sitting up here. That circus cult leader is actually flim-flamming and scamming. That I just set up here and did a report for the Georgia Real Estate Commission against the real estate agent who set up her, that officer in there with her funky, nasty ass and don't want to wash it per her husband. Yeah, he's got all the proof. I appreciate him. He told me all this stuff. I'm like, wow. Like, yeah, he sat here and he talked to that captain. I text him, brother, hit me right back always. Just like that. I don't have to wait or whatever. And I know sometimes if I, text somebody, they may be working or something else like that. But that brother, he replies right back, and he was on it. He said, yes. He said, I will. He said, please do. I said, well, I wanted to ask you before I gave him your contact information. Only reason why I gave the one sister's contact information, Keita, is because he asked, where did I get it from? Where did I get, because I'm on the outside too. And I explained it to him. And I heard it first from Keita last year. Sure did. So he was like, well, do you, think that she'll talk with me? And I said, yeah, and I said, I can give you her contact information. But anybody else, I wasn't doing that with, because I hadn't heard it from anybody else. I wanted to check first. That's how I do. I don't just throw somebody out there, in the deep, and then it's like, well, why are you asking me this? Why didn't you ask me? Or whatever. But yeah, that's real. That's real. And like I said, I really appreciate that brother from Philadelphia, and that's why I'm going the whole mile. I got to get this for investigation for that Georgia Real Estate Commission actually does. The state of Georgia, their real estate commission does. You have to get it notarized, and then you have to mail it in. I'm notarized, and also I'm mailing it by certified mail. That's on me. I told that brother, you have to worry about anything. What? I'm heading this up. I'm doing it because he just took this brother through the financial cleaners, and yeah, he did it to all of us too. He did it to me. He did it to others too. I'm just saying, this brother really has gone through it with this circus code leader. This circus code leader, let me go ahead and just say this. This brother, the brother from Philadelphia, told me this yesterday. We texted back and forth. Told me that circus code leader, Shitty One, had him, the brother from Philadelphia, and then the other one who done left on from up out of there, who was all in that insurance fraud stuff, and he think he done got away. He hasn't got away. He ain't got by, because he got reported too. And I already talked about him. Had them each sell their home. The brother from Philadelphia had a home, and then the other one, Mel, who left on up out of there with the insurance agent, had a home. Had them sell their home each and sit up here for them to pay their tithes and offerings. This come from this brother now. Text me this from Philadelphia. That brother not lying. Why would he sit up there and have me knowing I'm doing all this and I'm going through and got to get it notarized and sit up here and I'm sending by way of certified mail, and I put his contact information on the investigation report, the complaint form. And brother not lying about anything. That actually happened. And like I've been sitting up here and saying, and my spirit, my divine spirit and my ancestors already gave it to me. When did I sit up here and was talking about he is financially hurting up in there? He's hurting financially. That service code leader. Shitty One. Yeah, he may not be broke where, he done set up here and there, but he trying to keep up that lifestyle. Like Keita said, Sister Keita said, trying to keep up that lifestyle, and it's failing him. Why he get back in the truck? I said all this before I knew this information about, I just found out this yesterday with the brother from Philadelphia, with them selling their home, him sitting up there and forcing them to sell their homes. And yeah, we can sit here and be like, well, dang, what y'all do that for, blah, blah, blah. Well, why were any of us in there giving our money? Yeah, that was, huge, big or whatever. But I don't care if you only gave $1 up in there. What you give it for, and then you find out that he's a con artist. He's a flim-flam scammer. So yeah, we was all sitting in there and under that doggone delusion and fog at one time. It's just that some, were beat out, if you want to say that flim-flam scam, out of more than others when you talk about financially. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this too. For those of us who, have, going with this, the class action lawsuit, we may not get, and I've put that in the email, it's potential. We may not get, our case may not get selected, may not get picked up by a law firm for a class action lawsuit. So, and I went in with my mindset like that. This is not the first time I tried. The first time I tried is when I first came out of there in 2016. It was me and the other brother from North Carolina, actually. And he said, yeah, I would join in too. And Sister Keita and Brother, they know this, and others who left around that time, they know about it. And I contacted law firms, and I actually, spoke with one or whatever, and they were like, no, and the other ones, they were like, no, didn't want to take the case. So I just went ahead and I left it alone. But again, I was still compiling data on that nigga bum one, shitty one, circus cult leader. Yeah. So this is not my first rodeo as far as for trying to get, a lawsuit. Of course it wasn't class action because you have to have a certain number. It's 4 different things that you have to actually have when you talk about for a class action lawsuit. Everybody has to have also suffered the same things. And that's why I was saying about pain and suffering. Mental anguish. If you feel like you didn't have any pain and suffering, from anything, then you don't need to be in with this class action lawsuit. Because I explained that in the actually in the email, the initial email I sent out, to everybody's email address that I actually had. Yeah, like I said, I know what I'm doing. I researched this extensively just here recently. About a class action lawsuit, and then, talking about spiritual abuse and just, pain and suffering and things like that as far as for being in a religious organization when all this stuff went on. And yes, spiritual abuse and whatever pain and suffering, it does, actually include financial abuse, being coerced, being bullied, being, telling, oh, well, you're going to face eternal damnation if you don't pay your tithe. You're going to face eternal damnation if you don't pay your offerings. You're going to face eternal damnation if you don't sell your home to me to pay your tithes and offerings. Yeah, that's personal injury. And I just want to be quite clear with that. And I do understand, do I think that all of us should get our money back? Yeah, I do. For those of us who sit here and want it, yeah, I do. But at the same time, I got to be realistic, because I'm going to tell you something, how divine spirit works. Universe, or whatever you believe in spiritually, be God, Jesus, Allah, whatever you believe in spiritually, religiously. I'm say universe, say divine spirit. For me, somehow how divine spirit works, it's not always about you're going to get justice the way and how you want it. You see it as being just for you, getting, what happened to you with it being justice. So you may not get your money back if you sitting here saying, oh, well, I just want my money back. I just want my money back. No, it could be justice in another way, that those in there who I put complaints on, and they're doing criminal activity, fraudulent activity, and they giving money to him off of it, and he knows they're doing all this, that crime. They sit up here and they get all busted by these 3, 4, and 5 letter agencies, and they don't have any money to give him, and then he lose everything, and you still don't get your money. But here it is. That's justice. It could be that them doors, which I'm hoping for, get closed for good. That's justice. And he can't start another 501c3 tax exempt organization. That's justice. It could be this little boy who's been sexually violated in there by a teenage boy, sit here and they go ahead and they send it on, to the prosecutor there, the county prosecutor, and to the attorney general. They pick it up. The state picks it up for the charges, criminal charges. That could be justice. See, we don't get to decide, and I'm included, as I said, we don't get to decide what divine spirit or whatever, anybody believes in of higher spirituality, religion, whether that's, again, like I said, universe, divine spirit, whether that's Jesus, whether that's God, Allah, we don't get Jehovah. We don't get to decide what they get to, decide, that's just what it is. So folks got to be realistic with that too. I didn't come into this, and like I said, I was recruited for this. I didn't ask for this. And really, if somebody sit here and really ask me, and me to be quite honest, I don't want it. I mean, for real, it was a lot of work. We're down at the bottom of the rabbit hole now but I had to was digging. All this work and everything, and then I still have follow-ups and stuff to sit here and do. The complaints and everything put out. The ball is really rolling. I mean, it's going. This, like I said, this train is just pushing, moving forward, locomotive, full speed ahead. But again, I don't get to decide what divine spirit of my ancestors say, this is a mission assignment given to you, and what am I going to do? Turn it down and then they disown me? I sit up here and no, I'm not going to do that. It's going to be a problem. That's just like people, oh no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Divine spirit said, it's time for you to man up, woman up. It's time for you to do this. We're going to push you on out there. You're going to get pushed out there. And I'll give you an example. When I was sitting in there, in that circus cult, like I said, it started happening around 2015 with me. As far as for I was, I say 24, towards the end 2014, right before we moved into that raggedy ass dump of a building they sitting in now, is, that I was just over it. I was just kind of there, and it just got started. It just kept getting stronger and stronger, as far as for, I'm just here physically, really, mentally, I'm paying attention and everything, but I'm not feeling it. I think, those of you who understand what you have an understanding of what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. Okay? So I should have went ahead on my own and left at that time. You're not feeling something. It's just like sitting here on a job, or in a relationship, or whatever it may be. You're not feeling, so you got to go ahead and walk. You got to, what they say, quote unquote, step out on faith and go ahead and detach. But see, I didn't. So the tower moment came, what's called a tower moment. I got pushed out. Yeah. When he kicked me out, that circus cult leader, shitty one. Yeah. Like I said, that was not a him. I don't give him that much power, rule, and authority over me. He does not have that. I give that to divine spirit and my ancestors because they have the rule. They have the power over me. They have the rule over me. They govern me, not him. So it was them saying, it's time for you to go, and pushing you on out. And that's what I'm saying. Some of you get pushed on out there. That's what happened to me with this. I'm the type, I'll be laid back. I work behind the scenes and everything. Do I want to sit up here and be coming on making, I didn't plan this to start making videos. I didn't have this planned out. No, I didn't. No, I didn't have any of this planned out. Someone kept on nagging at me about that situation that happened last year that nobody reported. It was like nobody reported that. Because when it happened, I'm thinking somebody in there reported it. Even though I never heard that. I never at that time heard that anybody report. I was just like, well, somebody had to report that in there. He knew about it, talking about that service code leader. And it wasn't like I was giving him benefit of the doubt. I know he low down, dirty, and the scum of the earth, but I didn't think that he would sit here and be that low, down, dirty, and scum of the earth to where he wants to sit here and do that for a child who was sexually violated inside that circus cult building by a teenager in there who had tried 2 other teenagers before he did this to this little boy. Before he sexually violated this little boy. See, I didn't think that he would sit up here and be that low. But yeah, but it just kept on nagging. It was my spirit. Just kept nagging. And so let me go ahead and put this in. Sent the email, like I said, to the director of that county, defects, and also copy the director of the entire Georgia Department, state of Georgia Department defects on there. On the complaint that I emailed in from my email address. And like I said, I've been saying he had not reported it. He did not ever report it. Like I said, where's his investigative report? I actually have the recording of me on the phone with the captain yesterday. Yeah, I'm in a one-party, where my location right now, it's a one-party consent. Yeah, state for recording. I already went through all that about laws and stuff like that. Like I said, if I don't know a particular law, I'll look it up. They got the law library out there on the internet for all the jurisdictions, all the states, and federal. You can look at, and local. Yeah, because you have local, federal, local, state, and federal laws. Yeah, and I'm not going to go into all that. But yeah, that's how I roll. That's how my household rolls. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we roll. We not playing that. So yeah. And then also, like I said, the good brother from Philadelphia, he talked to him today and hit me right up. Just got off the phone with the captain. Told me, you know, whatever. Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah. Where to report? And he even told him, the captain even told the brother from Philadelphia, there's no record. We have no record of an essay talking about sexual assault, sexual violation. None. Nobody reported that except for when I reported it to the defects, and then when I reported it to them, to that police department. Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this video short, and I'll be back with another video. But until that time, I'm signing out.